Well, hello. My name is Richard Jackson, and I'm going to be teaching you about independent and dependent clauses. Make sure you have a pen and paper handy. But let's get started. So, what is a clause? Do you know? Do you know? Well, I'll tell you. A clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb. Now, there are two different types of clauses. You have independent clauses, and then you have dependent clauses. They both have subjects and verbs, but they beg to differ. Let me explain. For an independent clause is a sentence that can stand on its own and it has a complete thought. For example, I like cake. In this sentence, you have a subject, you also have a verb, and then you even have a direct object. Now, when it comes to dependent clauses, a dependent clause is one that cannot stand alone and because it doesn't express a complete thought. So an example of this is, since I don't have enough money. Doesn't that sound incomplete? So, do you feel that feeling? Do you feel confused? Do you feel incomplete? It's totally understandable. I mean, you might understand the difference between independent and dependent clauses. Dependent clauses make you question, what is he gonna do? Rob a bank? Ask your grandmother, mow the lawn. What is he or she going to do? So, to fix a dependent clause, you have to add an independent clause after it. So, since I don't have enough money, I'm going to have to get a job. See how much better that sentence sounds? See how happy you feel after that? Here are a few signs of a dependent clause. After, although, as, because, before, since, though, unless, until, whatever, when, and while. Those will be at the beginning of the sentence, and these are called subordinate conjunctions. Okay, so an independent clause can stand on its own. It can stand alone. But when you add a subordinate conjunction, this weakens the independent clause. And that is what makes it a dependent clause. So, let's do a few examples. Rick eats Cracker Jacks. Independent or dependent clause. Here is where you can pause the video and do this on your own, but I will continue. Yes, it is an independent clause. Let's move on to the next one. When Rick eats Cracker Jacks. Independent or dependent clause. Yes, you are correct. It is a dependent clause because it has a subordinate conjunction in front of it. Now let's fix this dependent clause. When Rick eats Cracker Jacks. Let's add the dependent clause. He always makes a big mess on the carpet. See how much better that sounds? It's a complete thought. Write down 5 examples and identify them for practice. But my name is Richard, and I have taught you understanding independent and dependent clauses. Thank you. If you do have any other questions, refer to www.myschoolhouse.com.
Created using Powtoon.